For this demo, I have collected a couple of more examples from mathematical functions of CMath library, and we're going to get familiar with a couple of useful mathematical functions and see how they work. So I'm going to comment these lines in order to see the results better. So the first two statements are showing us that the two famous numbers pi and e are available in C++ language. So let's run the code to see what we have. Here Cout printed these two numbers with 5 decimal points. So the first set of functions that we want to see together is minimum and maximum functions, and fmin and fmax cover all the floating point numbers. So let's try it. So minimum and maximum functions get two arguments and then give the minimum and maximum back. We can also combine these two functions together. So the compiler first evaluates this part and find the minimum of 4 and 12, which is 4, and then get the max of 5 and 4, which is 5. We also have min and max, which works for any kind of variable that is comparable. So it returns I because character I is greater than E in order. So let's try it with Boolean and return the min this time. So it returns 0. Apparently it just converted to round false to numbers. So let's try max to see what is the result. It just mapped false to 0 and true to 1. So here we have 4 functions: round, ceiling, floor, and truncate. As you know, round is going to give us the closest integer. Ceiling is going to give us the next integer, and floor is going to give us the previous one. And truncate just will remove the fractional part of the number. So let's run the code. So this number is closer to 0 rather than -1. So the result of round function is 0. And then the next number is the closest next number is 0. So the ceiling is 0. And then the previous number is -1. So the floor is -1. And when we truncate, we'll just have 0. So let's try these functions with pi number. So it's 3.14. Each round will be 3. Ceiling would be 4. Floor is 3. and when we truncate, we'll have 3. It's pretty straightforward. The next two functions return the absolute value and the sign bit of a number. As you know, the first bit of all signed numeric variables show the sign. And if the number is negative, the sign is 1, otherwise it's 0. So here the sign is equal to 1. And finally, the last set of functions are the ones that help us to implement expressions with power, square root, and log function in them. You're already familiar with the first two, which calculate the power and square root. The third one calculates the e to the power of the input variable. The next one is log based e, and the last one is log based 10. And here are samples of return value of these functions, and you can see again that we have up to 5 decimal points.